Okay, welcome to another painting video. It's been a while since I've done any of these, but this is a storm giant from the Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures line, and I'm going to be painting this guy today. So thanks for tuning in. First off, I normally when I'm going to paint, I look at some reference pictures. So in this case, I put together a few reference photos to look at from the Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants, as well as the D&D Monster Manual. And in the Monster Manual, there's a photo very similar to the Storm Giant that we're painting here today, as well as another one in the Bigsby book, Bigby book. And so going off of kind of both of these, this one definitely has, as you can see, like a much more purple skin tone. So that's kind of where I've went to find good source material, good reference material for my source. And then I went ahead and put together just a little sketch of some of the colors that I'm going to use. And so I'm going to keep this handy just for reference. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do when I'm painting a mini is to go ahead and grab my deburring tool and just sort of look for places where there's mold lines. So I think you can kind of see there's some here across the head, and it looks like I found one right here on the arm. And as you can see, these are going to pick up some paint. So if you don't address them first, they're going to show up in your final product. So you can see just a little bit of one here. So I'm going to go after them with this deburring tool. I got this, I don't know, on Amazon, I think. And then I'm going to use these come in so handy. I highly recommend them, but they're magnifying glasses here, so I look like Egon Spengler when I'm wearing them, but I can't recommend them enough for really getting in there and looking at what's going on with your mini up close. So like I said, I can see a few just going to smooth these down so that when the paint comes along, they're not going to get picked up. Because I certainly noticed them, I feel like, at that stage when you're putting on your final details on So I've never had this happen before, but as I'm kind of taking away these lines, I don't know if you can see, but I'm getting some like, but I guess whatever plastic is underneath is black. Well, this one, this model doesn't have too many mold lines, which is nice. So I think at this point I'm probably going to get right to the painting, and to do that I'm going to start with the transparency. So with these transparent plastic parts, I really kind of want to preserve that translucent, transparent effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, there's a lot of ways that you could do this. I feel like there's some different inks, like these acrylic inks, and they'll tell you, like I get these at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, they'll tell you, if they're transparent here. So you can use those. And this blue one though is opaque. So what I am going to use instead is these transparent golden airbrush colors, and I'm going to put them on with the airbrush. So this Phantho Blue, green shade, and I was thinking this Dioxazine Purple as well. And I feel like there's sometimes a little bit of a purple flash with lightning too, so I was thinking about mixing them or putting them on together or putting them on one after the other, and I feel like I'm gonna go one after the other. So in order to put these into the airbrush, I always save these little plastics from minis when I buy them. And so I'm going to shake this up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of airbrush thinner to just kind of, and some flow improver as well. So I make a little cocktail here of paint. So I'll use, I think that seems like a good amount, 4 or 5 drops, whatever works, of blue. And then, like I said, I'll use a little airbrush, this airbrush medium from the Army Paints War Paints. The Army Painter War Paints. It's kind of my go-to. And I'll mix usually 50-50 paint and airbrush thinner / flow improver. Just kind of mix that up a little bit. And I'm going to pour that into the airbrush here. And of course, before I airbrush, I'm just going to put down a piece of cardboard so that I'm not airbrushing over top of all of my paints, but that works for me. I'm not usually going crazy with the airbrush here, so I'm just gonna pour this paint in. Bloop. There we go. Yeah, these paints, like I said, I got them with the airbrush that I bought. I think I bought it off like Craigslist or something. I don't know. And the lady was so nice who sent them to me. She sent me a little extra something here, these paints to go along with it. So I was really happy. And the airbrush has worked amazing. It's an Iwata Eclipse. Sorry, there's a little something on here. Okay, so on these transparencies here, I'm just gonna give a little bit of a blue. I want to overdo it. I've got to get real up close here in these tight areas. And as you can see, I'm getting it all over the legs as well as I'm doing this, but that's the reason that I like to do the transparencies first, especially with the airbrush, because it's just good practice for doing the skin later with the airbrush, and also because you're going to get it all over the place. Getting a little too thick, a little too heavy there. Getting some spidering effects, some spider web effects, which I don't necessarily want. Just want some yes, excellent. This looks marvelous. Get away, fly, go. Okay. Yeah. Subtle. At this point, it looks very similar to the miniature that you get painted already when you buy the the pre-painted mini version of the Storm Giant. Okay, so now, I'm going to switch over to the purple. This looks so good. I'm hoping that the purple doesn't yeah. I'm just hoping it works. Just hoping the purple works. Okay, so I cleaned this out a little bit. I'm gonna put a couple drops of purple. Yeah, that's about it. So just 1 or 2 drops of purple, because I hate wasting paint, and I don't think I'm gonna use that much. Test sprays here to kind of clear it out, get the next color in. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Actually, that'll do. That'll work. And that's really just about all there was in there. Okay. One part I feel like it might be a little heavy is here. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So, transparency effect done. Bravo. Looks good. Yeah, that'll work. Now I'm just gonna quickly put a little cleaner in the airbrush and bubble it up just a bit. Ooh,